In this video, you will learn how to use the calculator to compute logarithms for all positive real numbers. We will concentrate specifically on the logarithm with base 10, which is called the common logarithm, and the logarithm with base e, which is called the natural logarithm. Before we begin, let's set the calculator to round off all answers to 3 decimal places. So what we need to do is we need to go to the mode key, and then remember the float, we're going to bring that to 3. So let's use the arrow key to go down and then move it over to the value of 3. So that's going to round off all answers to 3 decimal places. Then we hit enter, and then we can go ahead and go second function and quit to get out of that mode. The next 4 computations will be for the common logarithm. Therefore, you will be using the log key. Remember, the common logarithm has a base of 10. So the first example, let's compute the log of 1/2. So we're going to hit the log key, and notice it already puts a left-hand parenthesis. So we're going to hit 0.5 because that's equivalent to 1/2, and then we're going to close the right-hand parenthesis. And then of course we hit enter to get our result. So for the next example, let's compute the log of 100 plus 30. So we're going to take the log of 100 plus 30. So we're going to close the expression and then hit enter to get the result. The next example, let's compute the log of 1000. So let's go the log of 1000. And let's close that. And let's hit enter to get our result. And notice that all of our answers so far have been rounded to 3 decimal places. So here, here, and here you can see 3 decimal places. Okay, the last example here. Let's see what happens when you try to compute the common log with a negative real number. Now remember earlier on we said that we're going to compute logarithms for all positive real numbers. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we choose a negative real number. So let's compute the log of -5. -5, and close that, and we hit enter. And you can see that we get a non-real answer. So let's go ahead and quit out of this. Just hit number 1. So remember that when you compute logs, whether it's the common log or the natural log, you want to make sure that the expression inside here is always a positive real number. Okay? So let's clear the screen. Now, the next 4 examples will be for the natural logarithm. Therefore, you will be using the ln key. Remember, the natural logarithm has a base of e. So let's compute the ln of 8.43. And when I say ln, I'm talking about the natural logarithm. So the ln of 8.43. Notice again that it automatically put the left-hand parenthesis, so you want to close that. And we hit enter. Okay, now let's compute the ln of e to the -6th power. So it's the ln, or the natural log, of e. So now we need to go second function, and then we want this value, the e, so we hit the ln key. And we want to raise that to the -6th power. Now, notice that that e key put a left-hand parenthesis, so we need to close that. Then we need to close this left-hand parenthesis for the natural log. And then we hit enter, and I know that this value is going to end up being -6, and you'll learn this property later on. And there you have it. So let's compute now the natural log, or the ln, of 3/5. So let's take the ln of 3 divided by 5. Now we will close the parenthesis and then hit enter. And once again, notice that all of our answers are to an accuracy of 3 decimal places because we set that in our mode. So once again, let's go ahead and try to compute the natural log with a negative real number. Let's see what happens here. So we hit the ln, let's say, of -10. So -10, and close that, and we hit enter. And once again, we get a non-real answer. Just as I mentioned before, anytime you're taking a logarithm, whether it be a common or a natural logarithm, the expression inside here needs to always be a positive real number. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear the screen. This concludes the use of the log key and the ln key.